Learning a new skill always comes with a mix of excitement and hesitation. For me, oil painting has always felt a little intimidating, something that only expert artists with years of practice would use. But today I decided to pick up a brush and see where it takes me. Welcome back. Today I'm going to be painting with oil paints, and I am a bit nervous, but I think this is going to come not easy, but I think I'm going to get the hang of it pretty easily. I don't know. We'll see. I have actually painted with oil paints. I cannot find the painting that I did back in 2020, but I do have a clip of it. And this was me painting with oil paints. And I was just kind of doing it, inhaling all the fumes. I am going to be painting this flat lay. I will put it right here. It is like right next to me though, but I didn't know what to paint, but I was like, let me just start with something somewhat easy where it's an aerial view. The only thing is that my flat lay picture uses lots of blacks, so I'm gonna try to build the blacks as much as I can. But I feel like I shouldn't have too many problems. I know how to mix paint and all that. I'm going to get started. I'm not really going to talk through this because again, this is my first time in a long time painting with oil. One of the reasons I was so intimidated by oil paints is simply because you do have to slow down and be very intentional even before you get to the painting process. Creating your palette is obviously key, but also prepping your station is super important. Having the linseed oil out, and if you use any other mediums, having those ready to go. It's just so important to have all that already done before a paintbrush touches your canvas. The thing about new challenges is that they force you to slow down and really pay attention. With something like oil painting, it's not about rushing to get finished. In fact, the medium really does not lend itself to rushing at all. Every paint stroke and layer takes time to dry. Everything feels very intentional, and every mistake is really just a lesson to be learned. Okay, so that's what I have so far. I'm not sure if I'm doing this right. Like I've said, I have done oil before, but I don't know. I feel like I'm doing it wrong. I don't remember it being this difficult, I also feel like I may not be using the right brushes, but maybe I am. But yeah, right now it looks a little crazy. I don't know how long it's going to take to dry because I'm not using any solvents like turpentine or Gamsol. I'm just using linseed oil. It's cool, but I just need better blending. I know that for sure. So I'm gonna just keep playing around with it. In the beginning, there were some really, really rough parts. I was really starting to doubt myself, and I felt like I was just making more of a mess than a painting. So I ended up asking my mom, who is a school-trained artist, to help me out with these oils. And honestly, I just needed a simple fix. I was not using enough paint. I was trying to be precious and cute and conserve paint because it's expensive. You can't exactly be precious with your paints. You have to put the paint on the canvas. I know I look a bit of a hot mess, don't mind me. I'm just really starting my day. I've been oil painting this entire week and I have really been loving it. It has been so challenging though, I'm not gonna lie. Let me just show you what I have so far. I am currently waiting for the paint to dry, but honestly, I do think I kind of ate. This is my first in years, and the first time I ever used oil paint, I did use a lot of linseed oil, so it was like painting with like, say something like gouache but shiny, you know. But with this one, I just allowed the paint to be what it was, used a little bit of linseed oil here and there. I just really loved how everything started to shape up because I feel like it was in the ugly phase for a very long time. When you're in that ugly phase, you want to give up. And there was a few times where I was like, I don't think this is gonna look how I think it's gonna look. But one of the things is once you like wait for it to dry, you do see it start to shape up. So like when I started like working on the background, I added the shadows first of the creases and the folds. And I was like, oh wait, I think I messed up. And then I tried to add in the highlights too. But then when I took a step back and was like, oh wait, it is shaping up. But I'm gonna get closer so you can kind of breathe in those details. I'm not done. I'm going to actually let this dry for a few days and then get back into it because I want to start adding the details and fix that perfume bottle. The perfume bottle is transparent and I have no clue how to paint transparent things. I do want to work more on the purse because I want you to be able to see that line of demarcation shadow that is going on. You can kind of see it a little bit. And then obviously the glasses are also transparent and I do want to work on that as well. I do also want to work on the hardware because obviously it got a little bunched up and I want to get the coloring right. Metallics are always pretty hard, even in digital illustration. I feel like metallics can be hard to get. So it's like darks and lights like right next to each other. And that can be kind of hard. But I do like what I did here. As far as oil painting and if I will be continuing, yes, because I already did an underpainting in acrylic of my next piece that I'm gonna start working on today. I'm a little nervous, but I think oil is very forgiving, unlike acrylic. Well, I have pros and cons for both, but I'm not gonna get into it. Even though this was very challenging, I still had a lot of fun. I will be continuing to work on this after it dries down some more. I need at least 2-3 days for it to dry so that I can really work on it and get in those details. Oil painting has been so much fun and I will continue to paint with it. I do at some point want to get very good to where I'm selling both oil and even small gouache prints. I do believe that's going to happen. I feel very confident in doing that, especially because I already have an art business selling digital art. So we'll see. I will keep plugging along and we'll see what happens.